They will remain focused, and we will get better.
Right.
We will continue to get better. And that's what I told him tonight. Exactly what I told him tonight. There are no routine plays in football. Some of those converges that we missed last year, now we're getting. You know, we missed a converge. Right, we missed one converge this year. What I mean by converge is they throw the ball, and everybody, you know, takes angles to the ball, and sometimes, right, the southern miss. That's exactly right. But last year we missed a dozen of them. And the guys have really worked hard. They've really worked hard. And we saw this. So he is where he should be. And not only that, but he's balanced up, making plays now. He's not out of control. He's out of control when, you know, as he gets there, which is what we want, and then he gets balanced up, wraps up, and makes a play. I mean, the guy is really working hard. Very. The one thing about this year versus last year, this is what the seventh game. Last year, we probably had, at this point, 15 or 20 of those. No, that's too many. Yeah, about 15 of those, whereas this year, we really only have 2. Well, you know what you do? I mean, Don was right there. He made a nice break on the ball. Just got to finish him out of bounds. I mean, the guy did a tremendous job staying in bounds. And then you say, oh, doggone. Well, you know what? Maybe we should have been in this coverage to help him out. You know, I mean, maybe, you know, and that's what I told him. He's like, Coach, I just need to make the play. I'm like, yeah, you know, but we just, coming out of the triple option week, as I just mentioned, we lost a lot of detail because that's all we did for 2 weeks. And we started to get it back to the end of this past week. And that first couple of drives, it was like, we're making mistakes that we don't normally make. Then we got ourselves back on track, you know, and then you say to yourself after the game, maybe we shouldn't have spent 2 solid weeks on a triple option. Well, you know what? We don't win the game if we don't. So.
In the second half, like keeping NC State back in their own territory for the majority of the game, and then got burned on a couple of big plays. Is that frustrating when you see something you've worked for kind of fall apart?
Can I tell you what? See, what you just said? How old are you?
20.
20? Do you work for the student paper? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me tell you what. I love what you just said. You know why? Because what you just said is a 20-year-old or 21 or 19-year-old football player's view. Perfectly right. Now, what we have to prevent is we have to, every day, or every play, I mean, we have to pick them up. Don't forget the last play. We get an opportunity to play again. Don't look in the Jumbotron, because you know what? If you're sitting on a bench, that doesn't help you. Just stay focused on what we have to do. That's very hard to do because the frustration that you see, especially when you see a goal slipping away, you know, that you want to win this game, you know, that can affect you, and that's what we have to try to prevent. But you're exactly right, and you can't let that frustration seep into your play. You can't let it happen. You do not know the reads and everything that Corey Mosley had to fight through to get that pick. You have no idea. I mean, this guy really has improved. I mean, he had a great week of practice. He probably had the best week of practice of anybody on our defense. And I told Coach London that, I said, you know what, I think Corey's going to play a great game. And he really did. That was a marvelous interception. That was one where, I don't want to get into specifics, but his eyes were someplace else. He was helping coverage elsewhere, saw that, and came back and cut in front of it, man. And you know what? He's been making those plays like that in practice, too. And see, Rod had a great play, but you're like, well, expect Rod to make that play. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he was terrific. In fact, the whole secondary really, played well. You know, we had a couple of breakdowns, but Steve Greer played well and hard. LaRoy Reynolds, Conrath. I haven't seen the tape, but I could see it on the field. Conrath and Jenkins and Will Hill, and I'll tell you, Billy Schultz had a couple of really good plays, and Cam Johnson was this far from the quarterback twice. So, I mean, you know, we just have to keep working. There's a young lady who was here. We can't get discouraged. You can't get frustrated. You got to stay focused. Got to get things done, and you've got to become better. Some way, somehow, you've got to become better. And I think we've become better each week. We've had 28 points scored on us when we haven't been on the field. And that's a lot. And our guys keep their mouths shut. They don't listen to criticism. All they do is work hard every day. And I honestly believe we're getting better. I really do.